Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Paper Girls issue 13. Before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a little update. Of course, I have Comic Uno episode 187, and that show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show, and the exclusive comics for that show are in the description below, and the episode will be annotated. But let's start talking about Paper Girls issue 13. Love this cover. Love the kind of moody, bright background going on, and then seeing KJ just kind of baffled in the middle of the cover, which we definitely will cover in the issue. Also like that the cover kind of expands into the back there. Enjoyed that aspect too. But let's get into the artwork of the issue. So, as always, Paper Girl's artwork is great. I love the facial expressions, the tone of the book, just everything about it. Just love this artwork. And also the worldliness that's being built. There's a lot of interesting objects we see, kind of building this magical type world that, well, maybe not magical, scientific type world we're seeing, but kind of out there, and I love just kind of the vibe that the artwork brings to the book. But let's see what's going on with the story. So with this issue, we get to see, finally, the mystery unravel a bit more. So we know that this book kind of has to do with time travel in some way, and we see that Erin's using KJ's field hockey stick was connected to the previous arc where she says, don't trust the other Erin. Now, still we don't know why that phrase is used. She's just like, oh, well, I know I have to say that or else we wouldn't end up here. And then Tiffany's like, why do we want to end up here? And he's like, well, we kind of just have to do it. So it's interesting kind of time travel rules going on as they follow the mother that they found during this arc, and that being connected to this future woman and the cavemen who are supposedly dangerous. And we're starting to learn a little bit how she's connected to all this technology stuff. But I think the most interesting aspect of the issue, once again, was KJ and Mac. So KJ is dealing with having her period for the first time, but she definitely knows a little bit more about women's health than Mac, where Mac's like, yeah, I didn't take sex education because my dad didn't want me to take a class that had sex in it. So KJ's kind of teaching Mac about woman's health as she's dealing with it herself, because Mac really is oblivious to it all, which I find very interesting. An interesting commentary on sexual education in general, especially in the 80s, which it also is a commentary to sex education now, but I found that really interesting. But the most interesting is seeing this kind of triangle thing, which is like, what is this? And it goes into that whole worldly aspect of what is this world of Paper Girls. And we see that Cage is like, I just want to see what it's all about. So she touches it and she sees the future. So the space woman, I guess, is gonna have to be more part of the arc. Then we have Tiffany like drowning, and then that character that I believe we have seen in previous flashbacks with Erin with a gun. And then the biggest shock, which was Mac and KJ kissing. So they are having some romantic tension that I did predict from the last issue. I said, you know what? I feel like there's some romantic tension between them. And I was right. And I'm glad that they gave us the revelation right in the next issue. Very excited to see where that relationship goes. But overall, I love this issue. I think, well, I know a lot of people have had problems with the book being a little slower paced, but I love that. I like the slower pace. I like that we get little information and details that kind of connect to the bigger puzzle. But here we do get a lot more information. Again, time travel, KJ sees the future, we see Erin connecting the dots from the past, and then the newer characters also kind of adding into this mystery of this world of Paper Girls, and I like that. I like that you don't even know what the world of Paper Girls is. I find that to be one of the most interesting aspects, but also the reason I love Paper Girls more than even the world building is the characters and their connections with each other. I think Erin and Tiffany had a really fun dynamic in this issue, trying to deal with, hey, what do we do? Our friends are lost. You know, we're very confused here. And then also even talking about wanting to be a mother, if they want to be a mother in the future. I thought that was really interesting conversation. But once again, I think KJ and Mac had the strongest story. They have a really interesting back and forth. And then seeing the future, you wonder, will KJ tell Mac? And also, if they end up falling in love or being in a relationship, Mac does have that expiration date. How is that relationship going to work? So there's a lot of interesting dynamics there that I'm excited to see how they progress that in the story, which I think they will progress in this arc, because I think KJ is going to probably have to tell Mac sooner or later and kind of have to deal with her own feelings, because this is also a coming-of-age story. So it's going to be KJ and Mac kind of having to deal with those feelings on top of everything else going on. So overall, I thought it was a really good issue. I'm going to give Paper Girls issue 13 4.5 stars, and this is my pick of the week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.